welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Jessica, and today's video is going to be a work week in my life. Now, as you've seen, it's already the end of the work day. It's about 5:30. I just pulled in and parked at home. I did not have time this morning to start off the vlog just because I was running a little bit late this morning. I just had to get in the car and get going to the office. I did get there a little bit late, but I did end up staying like 10 minutes late to kind of like finish up some things before I left. As we all know, Monday is my busiest day, so I had quite a bit to do. We're home now. It's, like I said, about 5:30. Ryan's home. He's already upstairs, so I'm going to run up there and get with him, shower, and get ready for the evening. I think we're gonna do chicken, potatoes, and veggies for dinner tonight. We do already have some chicken cooked from last week. We have potatoes, we have zucchini and squash. I think that's kind of the plan for tonight, and then probably just hang out and relax a little bit. I don't know if I'm going to get on the computer and do any editing tonight. Maybe I'll start, but I feel like this week's video should be a pretty quick-ish edit, so I probably don't need to really get into editing tonight, but maybe I'll get started on it. But anyways, I do need to run upstairs and get ready for the evening, so I'm going to do that. But before we continue on with this vlog, if you like what you see, if you could consider subscribing, I'd really appreciate it, and give the vlog a like so I know you enjoy it. And let's get upstairs and get ready for our evening. Good morning, happy Tuesday, back in the car. I am running a little late this morning, but I wanted to catch you up on last night since we didn't chat again. Honestly, it just turned out to be just a chill evening where I didn't really do much. Honestly, that's usually how Mondays are, where I get home, shower, we eat dinner, and then we kind of just like hang out on the couch, watch an extra episode of whatever show we're watching, look at our phones and look at TikToks or whatever. So I did not get on the computer and do any editing, but I did get all the clips from last week on my external SSD. So I think tonight I'll try to get them onto my computer and maybe do a little bit of editing to start. All in all, pretty typical, but it was a good night. I did a little bit of reading. I read like 2 chapters of Crescent City, which the first one is called House of Earth and Blood, I think, if I remember correctly. And I went to bed a little bit earlier, so I read 2 chapters last night instead of just the typical like 1 or half chapter, since these chapters are so long. So we're very slowly moving through that. I think I'm only like 30% of the way through, so I'm definitely gonna run out on my loan, but it's fine. Anyways, that was last night. Today is Tuesday. I have some things to finish up this morning that I wasn't able to finish yesterday, and just the typical Tuesday things. I have some meetings today and things like that, so it's gonna be a pretty typical day in the office. So I am going to head out because, like I said, I'm running a little late. It's a little after 7:15, and I'm probably not going to get to the office until a little after 8 today, which it's fine. I'll make it work. So anyways, I'm going to get on the road, head to work, and I will catch you later. Doing my skincare, so I figured we could chat a little bit while I do that and finish getting ready for bed. It's about 10 o'clock. Sorry we didn't catch up after work ended. I had to stay a little bit late because I was finishing something up. Unfortunately, I didn't get off on time, but it's all good. But today's Ryan's day off, so when I got home, I just came upstairs and got with him and hung out with him. We figured out dinner. As you saw, we did a chicken orzo recipe. We haven't made it in a few months now, but it's really good, fairly easy, and it's like a 1-pan dinner. And then while we ate dinner, we just watched an episode of Hacks, then watched a little bit of TV, and then just kind of hung out on the couch, looked at our phones. And as you saw, I did get on the Switch and play a little bit of Animal Crossing. I've been like slowly getting back into it and playing a little bit here and there. I haven't played in about a week, but I kind of want to like slowly get back into like the cozy gaming and something like that, or Procopia, Stardew Valley, to like take my mind off of the day and just kind of like unwind a little bit. Yes, it's still a screen, but it feels better than like doom scrolling on my phone on TikTok or Reels, I guess you could say, which I definitely did that tonight. Ryan and I were kind of just scrolling on social media next to each other on the couch for a little bit there. But that being said, I did not get on the computer and do any editing, unfortunately, which it's only Tuesday, so I'm not too concerned about it. I think it'll be a pretty easy video to edit this week because it's only one day of a vlog, not multiple days put together, so it shouldn't take me too long, not as long as a full week in my life. So hopefully that makes editing a little bit quicker. But since I didn't edit tonight, I definitely need to lock in tomorrow and get some editing in. Usually I'll sit at the computer and edit while Ryan is like playing games, but sometimes we just both sit on the couch and scroll on our phones for a little bit, which, you know, sometimes we need that like time to just decompress together, and it's like quality time for the both of us, even though we're both looking at our own phones and not really like doing anything together. We're still hanging out in a way. Anyways, that being said, it was just another chill, relaxing evening. Like I said, played a little bit of games and kind of just hung out with Ryan and the cats, and it is now 10 o'clock, so I do need to be going to bed. I'm unfortunately going to bed a little bit later than last night and than I would like to be, but it's not that big of a deal. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so it shouldn't be too crazy. I do have a couple things to finish up that I didn't get done today, but that's pretty typical, and I just have like my usual mid-week stuff to work on tomorrow, so it should hopefully be a pretty easy day. So I am going to get in bed, do a little bit of reading of Crescent City, and just relax and fall asleep, and we will do it all again tomorrow. Wednesday. It's about 4:30 and I just got home. I did leave work a little bit early today. It's a little slow work-wise right now, so I kind of am caught up on everything, and it was a pretty typical day. Like I said, it's just a little slow right now, so here we are. I'm home and I'm gonna head upstairs, get with Brian, and we're gonna kind of just spend the evening together, figure out what we're gonna do for dinner and all that, kind of just typical evening things. Ryan's off today, so he's obviously already home. He's been home all day, so I'm gonna go see him and the cats. I do want to get some editing done tonight, at least sit on my computer and get started on it, because I have not done any. And like I said yesterday, it's only Wednesday, so it's not like I'm super behind, and I feel like this will be an easy video to edit, but I want to get started on it at least and get like some things going, so I'm not like rushing when it gets to the end of the week. But that's kind of what I'm thinking for this evening, and I don't really know what we're gonna do for dinner. I don't have anything planned. I usually plan dinners for the week on Sunday before I go to the grocery store, but I didn't do that this week. So we obviously did like a chicken pasta like Orzo last night, and we did chicken and potatoes Monday night, so I don't know if we really want to do chicken again tonight. Maybe we'll order something, maybe we'll go grab something. I'm not really sure what Ryan's feeling. It's hot this week, and like we don't really have many plans, and like I said, I didn't really plan dinners for the week, so this week is kind of just, we're figuring it out as we go, which happens every once in a while. You try to plan, but honestly sometimes the plan just doesn't really sound good and you don't want to do it anymore. So this week is kind of like a screw the plan, we don't really have one kind of weeks. But anyways, I'm gonna head upstairs and go see Ryan and the cats, get showered, get ready for the evening, figure out what we're going to do for dinner. We'll see what we get up to the rest of the evening, besides hopefully getting some editing in. Thursday. Sorry we didn't catch up again last night. I, as you saw, did do a little bit of editing, and then I just got in bed and did a little bit of reading before falling asleep. I started my period last night, so I was very low energy and just didn't really feel like chatting, if I'm being honest. So that's why there were no chatting clips last night. But it is Thursday. It's been a pretty typical day so far. Just had a couple meetings and just been doing the typical Thursday things. I am now getting lunch for me and my manager. So grabbing Chick-fil-A for us, and then I'm gonna head back to the office and finish off the workday. I need to remember to buy lunches this weekend because this is my second time buying lunch this week, and I usually am a lot better at bringing lunch. So need to be better next week. But you know, I'm usually, like I said, pretty good about bringing lunch and not having to buy lunch. So if I have to buy lunch every once in a while, it's really not that big of a deal. It's just obviously a little more expensive than just bringing something to the office. So anyways, like I said, I'm grabbing lunch now. So it's about 1 o'clock. This is usually when I eat lunch, and honestly, I'm pretty hungry, so I might eat some of my fries on the way back to the office. But that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna grab our lunch and then head back to the office, finish off the workday. Home from work. It's a little before 5:30, and I decided I was gonna go walk and check the mail before I came upstairs, and it is hot outside and I'm a little out of breath, but it's all good. I'm home now. Ryan is on his way home, and we're just gonna have a chill evening in like usual. Don't know what the plan is for dinner. We have chicken and salmon. Ryan said we'll figure something out, so we'll see what we decide to do. But I think what I'm gonna do is hop in the shower and just get going with that. It's Thursday, so I'm going to wash my hair tonight and get that over with. I washed it on Sunday, and I haven't really done it since, if I'm being completely honest. I blow dried it with my Revlon dry brush, and this this has kind of happened like throughout the week as the week has gone on. Usually I'm not a warm sleeper, but for the past like couple weeks I've been sleeping really hot. And because of that, my hair is getting a little bit wavy at the ends, which I'm not mad at. Like, it doesn't look awful. That's just how my hair has been lately. I've been, like I said, blow drying it after I wash it and then kind of like not really touching it. Honestly, I've just been like touching up my front pieces just to, like, make sure they look good, and then like leaving the rest of my hair. So this is kind of like how it's just gotten as the week has gone on. So we'll see how it looks tomorrow, but I am going to wash it tonight. I am going to use my Garnier shampoo and conditioner like I have been for the last little bit, and just wash it, and then I will blow dry it again tonight and see what it looks like. Honestly, I don't really care, but I don't want to go to bed with it wet, and I need to dry it a little bit just so it's not super frizzy. But anyways, like I said, I'm gonna hop in the shower, get started with that. We're gonna figure out dinner when Ryan gets home, and I do want to get on the computer and do a little bit more editing tonight. So that's kind of my plan for tonight. We'll see what else we get up to, but it's honestly probably gonna be that. Maybe I'll pull out the Switch and play some games. If not, it'll just be editing and reading like usual. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this evening. So I'm gonna stop yapping, go hop in the shower, and just get ready for the evening, and then we'll figure out dinner when Ryan gets home and just have a chill evening at home with some cats and just relax a little bit. Getting ready to head to bed. It's a little after 9:30. Unfortunately, did not do any editing tonight. I am feeling very just low energy and drained, and honestly, my cramps are kind of taking me out, and I'm dealing with a fun new symptom, which is lower back pain. So did not get on my computer and kind of just spent the evening on the couch hanging out with Ryan. As you saw, we got Mexican food for dinner, so I had some carne asada fries, and we just watched an episode of Hacks and then hung out, looked at our phones for a little bit, and now he's on his computer. I just did my skincare, dried my hair, brushed my teeth, and I'm just gonna get in bed and do a little bit of reading. I grabbed the Switch to maybe play some games, but honestly, I think I'm just gonna lay down with my heating pad and read some Crescent City because I'm just tired. Like I said, yesterday was day 1 of my period, so the first couple days are the worst for me, and today's honestly worse than yesterday was, like pain wise, and I'm just pretty exhausted and just ready for bed. So like I said, I'm gonna get in bed and do some reading and just relax and hopefully fall asleep before it gets to be too late. Luckily tomorrow is Friday, so it shouldn't be too bad traffic wise getting to work, so maybe I can sleep in a little bit. We'll see if that actually happens or not though. Kind of just depends on when I fall asleep, but I don't want to for too long because I want to get in bed and just relax. So I'm going to do that and I will catch you tomorrow. Morning. Hey, Mochi. Friday. Sorry we didn't catch up this morning. I was actually running late on my way into the office, so I didn't have time to chat this morning, but I'm at work now, obviously. It's just been a pretty typical Friday. It's 1:30 and I'm going to go grab some lunch because, like I said yesterday, I didn't really buy lunches when I went grocery shopping over the weekend, so I didn't really plan anything. And as you saw last night, we got Mexican food, and so I don't have any leftovers to bring for lunch, so I didn't really plan ahead for this week. Like I said yesterday, I'm usually pretty good about it, but this week it just kind of fell by the wayside, and it happens sometimes, so it's really not that big of a deal. I am starving, so I'm going to go grab lunch. I think I'm just going to get some canes, just grab that, and then come back to the office, eat, and finish up my work day. Still have about 3 hours left to go. We're nearing the end of the work day and the work week, so we're almost there, which I'm happy about because it's been a long week. Like I said yesterday, I don't have a ton going on right now. It's a little bit slower of a period, but just been a long, tiring week. So I'm gonna go grab some lunch, come back to the office, and finish up my work day, and I will chat with you at the end of the work day. Doing my skincare, and I figured we could chat a little bit. It is a little early for like a Friday night for me to be doing my skincare. It's about 8:45, but I figured I would just get it done now. That way I could spend like 45 minutes, an hour on the computer doing a little bit of editing. I was just telling Ryan that I think I still want to try to be in bed no later than like 10:30 tonight, even though it is Friday night. I want to not deviate too far from like my weekday sleep schedule and try to be asleep by like 11-ish. That way maybe tomorrow I can actually stay awake once he leaves for work instead of flying back to sleep. We'll see how that works out. But like I said, I'm doing my skincare, and then I'm gonna get on the computer and do a little bit of editing. As you saw, we did salmon rolls for dinner, ate that, watched the Padres game, and then we finished watching the Red Sox game, and then we kind of just hung out on the couch for a little bit and looked at our phones. We do that pretty much every night. The amount of time just kind of depends on what else we have going on and if Ryan wants to get on the computer or anything like that. But he's on the computer now, and I'm going to get on the computer once I'm done with my skincare. But I figured we could chat because this was, like I said earlier this week, going to be just a work week in my life. So tonight is the last night of the vlog, so we are going to be winding down here. On the topic of skincare, I just put on the Hydrating Milky Toner from Bioma. I've been using this for, I want to say, a couple months now. I couldn't tell you when I bought this, but I bought this at Target a couple months ago, if I remember correctly. I have been really enjoying this. I saw someone here on YouTube, and I can't remember who it was, say that they heard, and I don't know who they heard it from, but they heard it was a dupe for the Rhode glazing milk. I've never tried the glazing milk. As we all know, I do typically spend a little bit more money on skincare and try to save money on my makeup, but Bioma is, in my mind, a little more expensive for drugstore. It's still cheaper than getting something strictly from like the high-end section in Sephora or Ulta, but I did really enjoy this. I have already repurchased this. This lasted me a really long time, so I bought a new bottle 2 or 3 weeks ago just because I thought I would go through it a little bit quicker, but this lasted me a really long time, and so definitely worth the purchase, and I'm going to obviously continue using it because I already purchased another one. So look forward to seeing that in an empties video. I will chat on that more probably, or maybe not, we'll see. And then of course my eye cream, which I am starting to run a little bit low on this. I do want to try to go to Sephora in the next like week or two. Maybe I'll go this weekend, if not maybe next weekend. But I do want to go, and maybe I'll get more eye cream when I go, but I definitely want to go and get like maybe a new perfume. We'll see. This is also lasting me like a decent amount of time. You don't need like a ton when you use it. I've noticed that if I apply too much, it takes a little bit to blend in, and it can irritate my eyes if I use too much. But as we all know, I've used that already. This is my second time purchasing it, and I do still really enjoy it. I just know that if I apply a little too much, my eyes are gonna get like a teensy bit irritated, but I think that's mostly just because I push it a little bit more up closer to my eye if I apply too much. That's just a me problem, not a product problem. And then my moisturizer, of course, the Rose face cream. I'm still really enjoying it and very glad that I went back to using my Fresh products because, like I said a few videos back, I think when I first started using them again, I don't know why I ever stopped, but I'm glad they're back in my rotation, and I'm glad they're at Ulta now, and so I don't have to just make a Sephora trip to get Fresh products. I can go to Ulta. They're both around the same distance from us, but Ulta's just like a little bit easier to go to sometimes. Then I don't get distracted and like tempted to walk around the mall, you know what I mean? Anyways, I'm going to set up the computer and do some editing on Sunday's video. I do also have a drink here. This is the Saint Spritz Hugo. I bought these in the YouTube video that I'm currently working on editing. That will be live on Sunday. Well, actually by the time you're watching this, it will already be live. I didn't give an update in that video, so I'm giving it now. I didn't try one of these last Sunday just because by the time I thought about it, it was way too late and I didn't want to have a drink that late, especially since I had work the next day. I had one of these earlier this week and this is my second one. I do like it, but I think I like my Hugo's a little more limey, and I feel like this could use some more lime juice. There is some in there, but I definitely added some more lime juice when I had one earlier this week. It's not exactly the same, but honestly it's pretty close. And like I said in last week's video, this seems like something that would be good for like if you're feeling a little bit lazy, or if you're wanting like something that's just easy to like, I'd say travel with, but I mean I guess it would be easier to travel, like you could put it in a cooler and like go to someone's house, or you know, take it with you wherever you're going. But I do enjoy it, but I definitely think I'm gonna add a little bit of lime juice to it just to add a little bit more lime, because I just really love a good limey Hugo Spritz. But anyways, I think this is where I'm going to end off the vlog. Like I said, I'm gonna get on the computer and do some editing. So besides that, and then obviously getting in bed and doing a little bit of reading, I think my night is done at this point. So if you made it this far in the vlog, thank you so much for watching and for spending a work week with me. If you enjoyed this work week in my life, if you could give the video a like, I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And I will see you in my next video.